What's up, guys? So this story I'm about to tell you is one that happened shortly after the September 11 attacks in New York City, the World Trade Center attacks, and it happened in a jail called Passaic County Jail in Paterson, New Jersey. So after this terrorist event took place, there were only a couple locations where they basically housed suspected terrorists. Many of those hijackers on that day were from that same area in Paterson, where this jail is. So they were in that area, in that vicinity, and they had some helpers, some conspirators who also lived in that area. There's a huge Arab community there. So I'm in this jail, and I'm getting processed through these holding cells, right? And one of them, they put me in, it's packed. There's like 40 people in there. And we're in this little ass fucking cell. And I see one guy is strapped down to a chair. He's the only guy who's actually restrained. Everybody else is free in the cell. And this guy's strapped down to this chair. And people are throwing shit at him. People are throwing shit at him and fucking with him. And, he's not responding. He's not even moving. So I asked one of the other guys, what's up with this guy? And they said, this guy doesn't talk. This guy doesn't move. He refuses to fucking, to walk. And he's got big problems with the guards. I don't know what's up with him. So I am, I could tell that the guy is Middle Eastern, right? So I speak some Arabic. So I started talking to him in Arabic. The second I spoke to him in Arabic, he had his head down like this. His head just popped up right away. And he started talking really fast. And this guy was like Egyptian, so he had a different dialect, and it was difficult for me to understand all of it. But he just started like crazy, saying all kinds of shit to me. But basically what I understood was he was saying that they broke his legs and that they're fucking him up and whatever. Before anything could even continue in the conversation, there is a viewing area above, like on the strip, on the top of the cell, there's like a strip where from the second floor the guards can look in. So apparently they're looking in and they see him talking to me. And again, before this guy even finished his thought, the door opens and I get fucking bum rushed and tackled. These guards come in, fucking tackle me and drag me out of the room. I don't even know what the fuck's happened. They take me into this other cell and start interrogating me, screaming at me. What did he say to you? What were you guys talking about? How do you know him? All kinds of shit. So once I made it clear to them, I told them what the fuck happened. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I said something to him. His head popped up. He started saying some shit. I didn't understand what he said. I played stupid. And that's it. So once they realized that I didn't know the guy, right, and the guy didn't really tell me anything, I asked them, what the fuck's this all about? What the fuck you guys tackling me for like that? And they said, this guy is involved in the 9/11 attacks. So it was a huge, huge thing for him to be there in this jail. So I get taken to a different holding part, a different processing part of the jail. And later on, I think it was the next day maybe, we are in these cells that have bars, right? It's like a corridor, like a cell block that goes long, and on both sides, there are these cells, and they're just walls of bars coming down. So people are just standing at the bars and shit, and we're packed in there, right? So there's no bed, no nothing. Everyone's just sleeping on the floor, sleep sitting against the wall, wherever. Sleep standing up, whatever the fuck you can sleep. So it's in the middle of the night, and we hear the guards start banging on the bars and like fucking blowing whistles and shit and telling everybody, wake the fuck up, everybody get the fuck up, come to the bars to stand up and look what's happening. So I look through these bars and I see down the hallway the same guy, right? This Arabic guy on the ground dragging himself, right? He can't move, his legs are fucked up, and he's dragging himself down the hall, and the guards are kicking him and spitting at him while this is happening and making everybody watch. So they woke us all up and told us to come watch this shit and made this guy fucking crawl and drag himself like 40, 50 feet, barely moving, while stomping him and spitting on him, screaming at him, all kinds of shit. And it was just crazy. It was crazy. It was like we were in a fucking, overseas prison in fucking Abu Ghraib where they're fucking, torturing people and shit. But I can only imagine what they did to this guy when we couldn't see. I can only imagine what they did. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that, this was an encounter for me with a real fucking terrorist, a real deal terrorist, and I believe that guy ended up getting sentenced to like 300 years. Now, it's crazy because I tried looking this guy up later on. I didn't know his name or nothing, but I tried to find like stories in the news about 9/11 conspirators sentenced to jail, whatever, New Jersey, and I really couldn't find anything. But I was there, and this happened, and the guy was probably around my age. So we're talking about, this happened, I was about 19 years old when this happened. So we're talking almost 20 years ago already. And, so he's close to my age, but the point is that it was just crazy. It was nuts that I had this encounter with him and how they just fucking ran down on me and dragged me out thinking I had some involvement with him. So this is just, again, one of those crazy things that I remembered that happened in jail. I thought I'd share with you guys, so I hope you enjoyed the story.